Steffi stood transfixed at the doorway, her bag dropping from her grasp and gently thudding against the hardwood floor. The house was too quiet, the kind of quietness that bore weight, as if it were concealing something. She had been gone for 3 weeks on a business trip to Paris that had taken longer than anticipated. The fashion industry demanded her presence, so she'd left Finn behind, trusting him to manage their life together. But today, as she stood in their living room, the air felt off. The slight aroma of lavender perfume, not hers, lingered, and a pair of strange earrings glistened on the coffee table. Her heart stutters. She wanted to yell out, to hear Finn's comforting voice, to laugh off the unease that was creeping up her spine. But something held her back. A gut instinct that had never led her astray. She walked silently through the house, her heels softly tapping against the floor, each step heavier than the last. The kitchen was spotless, but a single wine glass was in the sink, its rim stained with a lipstick color she didn't have. Her breath caught, and she pushed one palm to her chest, as if she could physically hold herself together. Upstairs, the bedroom door was slightly open. She pushed it open, and there it was, the truth she hadn't wanted to face. Finn was sleeping, wrapped under the sheets, with his arm extended across someone else. Steffi recognized the woman immediately as her dark hair tumbled across the pillow. Luna, her colleague, her buddy, the one who was always willing to help and quick to smile. The treachery hit her like a physical blow, taking her breath and distorting her vision with tears that she refused to shed. She backed out of the room, her movements mechanical, and collapsed on the couch downstairs. The earrings on the coffee table appeared to mock her, their delicate silver curves catching the light. She had no idea how long she sat there, staring at them, recreating every moment of the last few months. Luna's late-night texts to Finn about work, the way she lingered at their dinner parties, her laughing too loud and too familiar. Steffi had trusted her. She had trusted both of them. When Finn eventually walked downstairs, his hair mussed and pallid, he froze at the sight of her. "Steffi," he muttered, his voice full of guilt. "You're back early." She did not glance at him. "How long?" Her voice was firm, but it seemed as if someone else was speaking. He did not respond right away. She heard him shift, and the floor creaked under his weight. "It wasn't planned," he finally muttered, his words faint, as if he was attempting to justify himself. "It just happened." Steffi laughed sharply, cutting through the air. "Did it just happen? Finn, I trusted you." "I trusted her." She turned to face him, her eyes flaming. "Luna, among all people. My friend." Finn's face crumbled, but he didn't hide it. He refused to plead or make excuses, which hurt more than anything. His silence was confirmation, a confession in itself. Steffi stood, her legs wobbly, and reached for her suitcase. "I can't be here," she replied, her voice breaking despite her efforts to hold it together. She left him standing there, mouth half open and no words coming out. She drove to her sister's house, the city lights fading behind her tears. Phoebe accepted her without hesitation, engulfing her in a hug that felt like the only anchor amid a hurricane. Steffi did not sleep that night. She sat on Phoebe's guest bed, staring at the wall, reliving every memory of her time with Finn. The late-night discussions, the promises, the way he gazed at her as if she were his entire universe. Had everything been a lie? Or had something changed? Something she'd overlooked while preoccupied planning their future? The next morning, Phoebe prepared coffee while Steffi told her everything. The words came out harsh and jagged, each cutting deeper. Phoebe listened, her face a mix of rage and sadness, but she did not interrupt. When Steffi had finished, Phoebe grabbed for her hand. "What do you want to do?" she kindly inquired. Steffi did not know. She wanted to scream, confront Luna, and demand explanations. But more than anything, she wanted to know why. Why had Finn gone to someone else? Why had Luna, who had sat across from her in numerous sessions, laughing and exchanging secrets, deceived her? She felt foolish, like if the ground under her had disappeared. Days passed and Steffi ignored Finn's calls. She stayed with Phoebe, attempting to put herself back together, but the pain was a live thing clawing at her chest. She went through the motions, work, meetings, false smiles, but her mind was elsewhere, reliving the image of Finn and Luna together, including the earrings and wine glass. She couldn't avoid it. The call came from Taylor, her mother. Steffi, there's something you should know, she began, her voice heavy with uncertainty. It's about Luna. Steffi braced herself. What is it? Taylor sighed. She has been hiding something. Something huge. I did not want to tell you this, but Luna has been lying about more than just Finn. Steffi's stomach sank. What do you mean? She's not who she says she is, Taylor stated. Her real name is not even Luna. She has been using a phony identity to get close to you and your firm. I don't know all the circumstances, but Rich discovered she had been leaking designs to a competitor. She has been playing a long game, Steffi. Initially, the words did not make sense. Steffi sat there, phone to her ear, trying to digest it. Luna was not simply a friend who had deceived her with Finn. She was a liar and a scam. The betrayal worsened, morphing into something more malevolent. Steffi felt as if she had been punched, the air knocked out of her lungs. Why? She whispered. Why would she do this? I don't know, Taylor replied. But you should face her. You deserve an explanation. Steffi did not want to confront Luna, the woman who had broken her life apart. But she had to know. She needed to figure out how things had fallen apart so thoroughly. She arranged to meet Luna at a neutral location, a quiet cafe downtown, away from the office and Finn. When Luna entered, she appeared nervous, her customary confidence replaced with a guarded expression. She sat across from Steffi, fidgeting with the edge of her scarf. Steffi, Luna said, her voice gentle and almost plaintive. I'm very sorry. I never intended. Stop. Steffi stopped her off, her tone frigid. Don't lie to me anymore. I know about you. Your real name, designs, and everything. Luna's face turned pale and her eyes widened. For a while she appeared to dispute it, but then her shoulders sagged and she nodded. It's true, she replied gently. My name is not Luna. It's Lauren. I was paid to get close to you and gain access to your designs. But Steffi, I swear I didn't intend for things with Finn to happen. That was not part of the strategy. Steffi clenched her fists under the table. So you used me. You cheated me by taking advantage of my trust and friendship. And Finn, what? He was only collateral damage. Luna, no, Lauren flinched. It was not like that. I care for him. I hadn't planned to fall for him. It just happened. There it was again, that phrase. It just happened. Steffi wanted to shout and throw her coffee in Lauren's face, but she pushed herself to remain cool. Why? She inquired, her voice shaking. Why did you do this? What have I ever done to you? Lauren's eyes welled up with tears, but Steffi didn't seem concerned. She did not want her tears or explanations. It wasn't personal, Lauren explained. I was drowning in debt. They provided me a way out. I didn't really know you back then. But the more I got to know you, the tougher it became. I wanted to stop, but I was already too deep. Steffi fixed her gaze on the woman she had mistakenly assumed to be her friend. She wanted to be angry and let it devour her, but all she felt was emptiness. You ruined my life, she said sadly. You took everything from me. Lauren looked away, her tears flowing. I'm sorry, she muttered. I know it doesn't mean anything, but I am. Steffi stood with her chair scraping across the floor. Stay away from me, she stated. And stay away from Finn. She went out of the cafe, her pulse beating, her mind a whirlpool of pain and betrayal. Back at Phoebe's, Steffi tried to make sense of everything. The affair was one thing. A personal betrayal, a hurt that would require time to heal. Lauren's deception, however, was something totally else. It was intentional and deliberate. A betrayal of everything Steffi had built. She felt as if she had lost not just her spouse, but also her sense of trust and faith in everyone around her. She did not face Finn again. She lacked the strength. Instead, she concentrated on her task, attempting to minimize the damage. The leaked blueprints had cost the corporation millions, and Steffi worked feverishly to save what she could. She hired detectives, increased security, and rebuilt her team from the ground up. But every night when she was alone, the weight of everything came tumbling down. She missed Finn despite everything. She missed their life together, the dreams they shared. She despised herself for it. Months passed and the ache subsided, but it never left. Steffi moved into her own apartment, a small, peaceful home that seemed like a new beginning, while also serving as a reminder of everything she had lost. Finn attempted to reach out by sending letters and leaving voicemails, but she couldn't bring herself to react. She wasn't ready to forgive and wasn't sure she ever would be. Phoebe called one evening as she was sitting on her balcony, viewing the city. "There's something you should know," she explained, her voice calm. "Finn is leaving town. He's accepted a job overseas. I assumed you'd want to know." Steffi's heart contracted. She wanted to know where he was going and why he was leaving, but the words wouldn't come. Instead, she said, "Thanks for telling me." After the call, she sat for a long time, watching the city lights flicker in the distance. She thought of Finn, Lauren, and the life she thought she had. She considered trust, how fragile it was, and how quickly it could be broken. And she thought about herself, about how much fortitude it had needed to keep going, rebuild, and survive. Steffi did not cry that night. She had no tears left. Instead, she got up, went inside, and poured herself a glass of wine. She raised it to the empty room as a quiet toast to the woman she was growing into. Someone who could confront betrayal, grief, and deceit and still find a way forward. It wasn't the life she had envisioned, but it was hers, and she'd make it work.